The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Listen only, was it?
Yeah, they can hear you now.
Oh, can they?
Yes.
Oh, that's nice. Careful what we say.
Yes.
Well, yeah.
You can start if you want to ask them anything.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Buenos dias. Good morning. Welcome. Bienvenidos. My name's Ted, and today I'd like to tell you all about an island off the Chilean coast called Chiloe. Just a bit of housekeeping first. Can you let me know if you can hear me? Can you do a little hands up for me, please? Thank you. Oh, I can see one. Yes, there they are. Great. So that means you can hear. And the other thing, just after the presentation, there's going to be a trick question, and it'll be in the answers in the presentation, and we'll send you a little prize if you write to us straight away with the answer. Okay. The island of Chiloe is situated just. How do I move this thing? It's not going. Do I press?
Yeah.
Excuse me. Oh, that one, not that one. Yep. Okay. So it's just the Chiloe there. It's the start of what is known as the Lakes District of Chile and Argentina, and Patagonia's going down here south. To get to the island, you can travel overland from Puerto Montt. It's about 90 kilometres, catch a ferry and into the town of Ansud, and then continue on to Castro. Lots of accommodation, which we'll be talking about our favourite place, Tierra Hotels, in a minute. It's an island that's it's a tradition of myths and legends, and because of its isolation, it developed a unique features, and it was a little bit tricky to get into. So travelling today, you can actually fly from Santiago to Puerto Montt, and then transit into Castro, where there's an airport, or as I said, overland into by bus and by ferry, or we do fly drives. And the itineraries can continue crossing by ferry onto Chalten and continue down further south into the magnificent Chilean fjords. So there it is here in relation to the position of Chile. It's covered on this western side. There's a lot of rain coming in from the Pacific, and then there's lots of forestry here. Mainly the population is situated on this particular side of the island, so it's protected. So farmlands, patchworks, hillside, patchworks of wheat and potato farms. Population's about 120,000. And it's a mixture from the early Spanish colonial days of population and indigenous people called Chanos and the Mapuche. Because of its isolation and its local tradition, plus the Spanish influence of religion, the local customs, crafts combined in the delightful landscape that we're going to see today, given the island a unique aspect. And of course, one of the features now, the tourism-wise, is these wooden churches. Now, these were built around the 17th, 18th century, and the UNESCO heritage a listing on them. There's about 70 or 80 of them scattered around the island, and they were entirely built of wood because there was no metal on the island. So, and that's that special feature today, the highlight. So there's no traditional of customs and ideas and the influence of the Spanish religion, the Jesuits. We have these beautiful churches. But not only that, the island uniqueness about it is that it's a fishing island. They fish off the sea, local areas, of course. Beautiful fish food, and in the restaurants and the hotels that we're going to stay at. The farmland, and of course weaving and textiles are part of the tradition that makes it a bit different. They use their oxen to pull their boats, but there's another area where they have a tradition that you only find in this particular area, and that is if the and I'm smiling if you like, because for economical reasons the tradition of the house owners and the farmers would need to move their house or move house, or so because they were poor, they actually picked up their houses and moved to a better location, if you like. And if they had to move across the island, they would float them across. And it's called La Maninga. And it's a tradition that dates back by centuries, and it's term that means requesting help while promising something in return. So they get the community, they plan, they prepare, and they use the bullocks and rolling trees to move the house, and of course a lot of manpower also. And so the whole house, it literally moves to a better location. And at the end, they celebrate with a thing called la curanto, which is a typical dish. Includes meats, vegetables, potatoes, and it's cooked in earth in the stone sort of way. So there's great things to do and see. And one of the highlights of for me in Chile is I've travelled all over the South America, quite obviously, but what I find about that and I love is the architecture buildings of the lodges and hotels that Chile does in particular. From the San Pedro, the Atacama area, this particular hotel here is quite impressive, and down in the Patagonia regions. So I'd like to talk a little bit about the Tierra de Chiloe. And this hotel is just about 30 minutes away from the capital called Castro, as you can see, and it's on a beautiful peninsula up on the hill overlooking the bay. It's a very comfortable hotel, and it's got lots of things going for it. And we have a special deal with, which I'll show you in a little bit down the road, away from the thing. So the location's perfect, and it's a great base to get off and do lots of good things. But it's built in those churches you saw a little bit. So there's the tradition of the shingles and the stilts. The houses are built on water. So they try to blend all that into this modern architecture. And you'll see that in their hotels in Atacama and also in Patagonia. The rooms, of course, are very comfortable, great views, and of course, great facilities, private facilities, as you can see. So you can see all this, and you can capture the tradition of this hotel later on. You'll be able to see these videos and show your clients a little bit later on. Great food, all produced locally, seafood as we go, and with great wines. And they've got their own little market garden also. So that's a combination of very nice things. So here you can see just a little the art shop that they have, and and again that tradition continues on through the hotel to give you that theme where you are. They do great excursions. So I'm going to move on through a little bit into the area, what to do and see. The packages are all inclusive. That means it transfers the accommodation, the food, the meals, and daily excursions. And of course, at the end of the day, you finish up in this beautiful spa that they have at the relax at the end of the day after working. So visiting local, quite a few little villages along that eastern border, by car, by boat, by kayak, so there's a couple of ways of doing this, and the different churches, they sort of, although they look similar, but they are a little bit different in design. So each day the guides from the hotel will talk to your clients and say, look, we can do easy excursions or difficult excursions by car, by kayak, by bus, and also by bike. Some of them are quite intense, and they'll tell you that you can get, for example, this particular mula here. This is a medium walk, and you finish up on this peninsula and the walkway, and it's called the Sol Kia. It can be just one particular thing is a 2 or 3 hour walk, and it's up to 8 kilometres, and you finish up going through a particular a beautiful forest. Another excursion is this particular, it's high, which means it's a bit more intense. This is an excursion that takes up to about 6 hours of walking over it. So depending on your client's fitness and what they want to do, they have these lovely choices and excursions. They have this beautiful boat that they take them out to this village out here. This is a full day excursion. It's called Easy, but it includes visiting churches, walking through typical cemetery, arriving at a viewpoint and gazing across the other islands. So lots of lovely choices to explore the island with great guides. At the end of the day, this is this curanto, this food and the feast that that the Lamalinga people had, or that excursion of moving the houses. So you have this curanto, and it's cooked in hot stones. It's very similar to what happens in New Zealand. And then covered it with large ferns, and just a beautiful way of sort of finishing up the day. Don't forget your red or white wines, which we're partial to. Kayaking, walking, horse riding, and exploring the island, even doing something on your own. So there's these lovely rolling hills that we see on the eastern side of the island, looking across the mainland of Chile, through the fjords. At the end of the day, there's a beautiful spa to finish up with. Massage is a little bit extra, but just sit in the pool or the sauna, or just a nice way of enjoying the comfort of the hotel after a hard walk, or even an easy walk. So it's just a beautifully appointed hotel, and we love it. And they had some really special deals for us. There's 2 that we've got on offer. And this 7-day, it's an all-inclusive. So the 7 nights that are included in this, and you can, plus the free night in Santiago, so the total of 8 nights. So your clients buy 7 nights, and that can be 3 nights in the Atacama Desert, 4 nights in Patagonia. And because of traveling to and from the north to the south, usually the flights don't connect. So the clients get a free night, and you see the dates that it can work in. So there's a special deal for us here with a great saving that you can see there. And the other deal that they have is the Taste of Chile. And this is 10 nights all inclusive. And the beauty of this is your clients have to stay 10 nights in the Tierra hotels. So it's the Atacama, Chiloe, and Patagonia. On top of that, they get a free night's accommodation in Santiago, plus one of my favourite wineries in the Alchagua Valley is included. So you've got all this plus the discounts, and I'll just show you how this can be split up. This is the beauty of this thing. So as we're designing these itineraries, and I'll show you on the map. So this is this beautiful winery. And it's about 2.5 hours south of Santiago. And staying here for 1 or 2, people actually can extend here, but this is in the first night's included. And I would encourage your clients to stay a little bit longer. So they're exceptional, great values. And what can happen is, so this is the shot of the winery. There's a beautiful tour. The valley is just magnificent. But because we can split it up, so I'll just give you an idea. Say your clients are coming from Lima, Cusco, La Paz overland, and through the salt plains of Bolivia, the Uyuni salt flats, and overland into San Pedro. So you can pick 3 or 4 nights here at the Tierra Hotel. Then go across. We can then design the itinerary to travel by a great bus on the overland trip to Salta. Couple of nights in there, a short flight to Iguazu Falls. There are direct flights. Iguazu to Buenos Aires to Bariloche, overland through the lakes and into Puerto Varas, Puerto Montt, and the little island of Chiloe, and you can stay there. Then come back to Puerto Montt and fly down to Patagonia, or the other way. So the packages include, so you have to stay 10 nights, and you can do 5 nights, 3 nights, or 4 nights. And you can break it up, so it doesn't have to be all together in the same time. So these are just some of the ideas that we can put together for you in these unique destinations and areas. So not only do we do all the traditional from Lima to La Paz, Rio, Iguazu Falls, we can find these beautiful areas and amazing accommodation and play. And as I said, I'm a bit biased to the architecture that goes on in these places. So remember, we're going to have a trick question, and I want you to write back to me straight away. So then I can send you a little pleasant surprise in the mail saying very thank you for listening to us. And we operate from anything from Mexico, the Copper Canyon. We start there, and our area is all the way through down to Ushuaia. And, of course, we've got some special rates in Antarctica also. So not only, but also. So these particular hotels are in San Pedro, Chiloe, Patagonia. So if you've got clients that want that sort of something special, something different, give us a call, book with us, because we've been doing it for over 42 years. And I, Ted Jutkevich, can guarantee all our services. If you have people that sort of compete as they do against the internet, we don't compete against the internet. We just do magnificent packages and look at our testimonials. We can guarantee our services, and that's the most important for you and for us to have your clients. The question is, okay, write to me now, and we'll we'll send you a little surprise. And thank you very much for listening. I hope you have a great day, and go to the Socceroos tonight. Gracias. Bye for now.